All right, so now we're looking at the second section here, which is 3.2. Here we're using different strategies to multiply rational numbers. And so when we're multiplying fractions, for example, we're going to multiply the numerators, multiply the denominators, and then reduce our final answer. So I have noticed that there is a bit of a mistake here in this packet. It should say right here 2 over 3 multiplied by 3 over 5. So go ahead and change this to 3 over 5. And so if we have 2/3 multiplied by 3/5, we would do 2 times 3, multiply the numerators, and then 3 times 5 on the bottom. So we end up with 6 over 15. And can the answer be reduced? Yes, we can say that 3 goes into 6 2 times, and 3 goes into 15 5 times. So we can reduce it to 2 over 5. Let's look at the next example here. Here again, there is a mistake on the packet, so change this from 2/3 here to 3 over 5. All right, now it says negative 2/3 multiplied by positive 3 over 5. And again, we do the same thing. Multiply our numerators, negative 2 times 3 to get negative 6. And then we can multiply our denominators, positive 3 times positive 5 to get positive 15. And again, can this be reduced? In other words, is there a number that goes into both 6 and 15? Again, we can divide both by 3, and we end up with negative 2 on the top and positive 5 on the bottom. Now notice, whether we write it as negative 2 over positive 5 or negative 2/5, it's going to mean the same thing, because if you were to divide negative 2 by positive 5, we have an odd number of negative factors, right? We have 1. And so therefore, our final answer is also going to be negative. All right. And now we have if we're multiplying decimals. Now, with multiplying decimals, you can just ignore the decimals in the factors, and you can just multiply as if they were whole numbers. And then afterwards, you're going to go in and place the decimal point in the product based on the number of decimal places in the factor that were multiplied. All right? So, for example, in this first number here, we have 19.6. And so, since we are one place from the right side of the number, then we're going to keep that 1 in mind. And now we look at the next problem here, and it says 0.073. Since this is 3 places from the right, we're also going to keep that 3 in mind. It's a total of 4 decimal places total that we're going from right to left. And so we have to make sure that when we actually do the multiplication and we find our answer, we are going to take our decimal point and move it that number of places from right to left. All right, so we just put the decimal point right here, 4 places from the right, and now we have our final answer of 1.4308. All right, I'll also include a help video here, so if it's a little confusing, it should clear it up. All right, now we're going to work on the workshop. Again, it's just like the problems we did in the last workshop, except now we have fractions and decimals as well. And then we have our word problems here in part B. And the key here is to highlight the important information. And so if I'm looking at this first problem here, I see descends 20 feet. So I'm going to see that as negative 20. And then the other number here is 35. All right, so now if I have positive 35 multiplied by negative 20, what is that going to give me? Again, how many negative factors do I have here? In this case, I have 1, so I know my answer is going to be negative. And then what would I get if I multiplied 35 by 20? That would be my answer. All right, now we're going to look at the final part here, which is part C, finding the missing value of each equation. And so you're going to have to possibly work backwards, meaning if we don't know what we're multiplying by, Then we can work backwards by looking at our final answer and doing the opposite of multiplication, which would be dividing by the factor that we're given, in this case, -5. What is that going to give us as an answer? All right, once you're finished here, you can go ahead, hop over to your exit ticket, and complete 3.2 and 3.1 exit ticket. So that is this entire top half of the page, and this is what you will be submitting today in Canvas. All right, thank you very much. Good luck and keep up the hard work.